The future of smartphones is here, with Motorola showing us previews of a smartphone that can roll on your wrist, to Samsung hinting at the launch of a tri-fold phone. Smartphone technology is getting crazy. So today I bought 10 of the most futuristic smartphones that will absolutely shock you. Throughout this video, the smartphones are going to just progressively get more and more insane. Starting with the Ylink touchscreen conference phone. I bought this phone because it is one of the most unique designed phones I've ever seen. I'm just as curious as you as how this works. This phone runs you about $349, and it's pretty much a futuristic version of your normal conference phone, just with a weird alien look to it. So here is our Ylink conference phone. Now this may look super futuristic, but it's actually kind of simple. It's just your average conference phone that is redesigned to be more modern, more futuristic. This one is really futuristic because it has a touch screen. Most conference phones don't have a cool touch screen like this. And also this has 13 microphones, so it can pick up audio from all over the room. And also the main thing that attracted to me to this phone was just the design. It honestly just looked like a UFO spaceship, and I can't imagine that this is actually a working phone. Okay, we do have to make sure that this can actually make calls because there's just no way, right?
Hello?
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 Hey, what's up?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Dude, like how good do I sound though?
Good? Why?
No, because I'm calling you on a spaceship right now.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Dude, this is crazy. It's just a normal phone, but the speakers sound incredible. Like, she sounded amazing coming out of the speakers. The microphones sound amazing. And this touchscreen is just so high tech. Hello? No, I'm a little bit busy right now. Can I call you back later? Okay. On the futuristic rating, I'm gonna have to give it a 4 out of 10 because this still is just your normal conference phone. Nothing special. And it has this like giant wire like coming out of it. So the next futuristic smartphone we have, it is the Motorola Razor folding phone. I feel like this is the flip phone just reinvented by Motorola. This will run you only $259, which I think is pretty affordable for something this futuristic. So this is the Motorola Razor. I know when I was younger, I used to have one of those little flip phones that you just open and have like the normal keyboard on it. But then when you actually open this one, it folds out into this super thin, futuristic looking smartphone, which I feel like this is just something I've seen in a movie. And then on top of all of that, you have this clock and touchscreen screen on the outside, which just is insane. I'm in love with that kind of display on any kind of phone. It just feels like the future. I think one of the most futuristic designs about this is the fact that it's so portable and tiny. Like, to have this much technology built into such a small product that also is very thin. Definitely one of the thinnest smartphones I've seen. The phone itself works amazing. I think that the software and just the overall build of the phone works really well. I would love to test out the camera though and see how well that works, because this phone was only $250 after all. It feels so old school but so new at the same time. Like, it feels like an old flip phone, but it's not. Although this camera is pretty crazy. It doesn't look great, but guys, $250, that is crazy. I wonder if we could take a picture like with this back. With this camera, we can even take pictures through the mini viewfinder. This is so crazy. I definitely think that there are better phones in the market, but I think just how cheap this is and how it's an old design turned new makes it so much more futuristic. I think any smartphone where you can control the screen and like watch YouTube from the outside of the phone has to be the most futuristic tech that we have right now, and I absolutely love it. Like, this is not even the actual phone and we can watch a YouTube video. Like, when did we ever think we were gonna have this kind of technology? And then you just open it up and boom, there it is. If that's not the future, I don't know what is. I think the photos on this actually look really good. So I'm gonna give this camera an 8 out of 10. And for the Motorola Razor, I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10 on the futuristic rating scale. The next smartphone I have is the Nothing Phone 2. This phone absolutely shocked me when I saw it. I truly think that this Nothing Phone is one of the most futuristic, unique phones on the market right now. This is the right way to open it. I don't think this is the right way, but we're in too deep now. This isn't very futuristic packaging though, to be honest. Here is the Nothing Phone 2. Hopefully there's actually something in here and it's not actually nothing. Get it out. This is the Nothing Phone 2. Oh my gosh. Just the packaging alone is insane. insanely unique. Like, it literally feels like the future. Oh my gosh. This actually looks better than an iPhone. Like, this literally looks like nothing I've ever seen before. It looks crazy. It's like a transparent design where you can see through into the phone and all the hardware. Well, this definitely isn't a nothing phone because this has to be one of the most beautiful phones I've ever seen. This is a pretty phone, but it's gonna cost you $604. So definitely not cheap. And not to even mention how insane this home screen looks. I've never seen a phone look this cool before. Like, it's so minimalistic. It's so black and white. It genuinely has to be one of the coolest looking phones I think I've ever seen. I'm absolutely obsessed with how the LED lights on the background light up in reaction to things you're doing on the phone. So let's say you're lowering or bringing up the sound on your phone, it's going to show on the LEDs on the back. Also, hey Google, what's the weather like?
It's 69 degrees and sunny in China Grove.
Hey Google, what should I eat for lunch? I do feel like the style of the phone is giving me a lot of iPhone vibe, but it's not an iPhone. Like, it has a very similar camera layout, very similar style and feel and like weight. Some of the crazy features on this phone is not just how futuristic it looks, but also that the battery life can go from 0 to full within an hour. The minimalistic design approach, focusing on the clean lines and sleek aesthetic, makes this phone truly, truly modern and futuristic. This is gonna blow your mind. If you wanna switch out the ringtone, you're also gonna be switching out the light pattern. That sounds like the future. Tell me that's not a robot. Like, what? So insane. This nothing phone too has absolutely blew my mind and all my expectations for what a futuristic phone could be. So this futuristic rating gets an 8 out of 10. Next up, we have the global version Nubia Red Magic 9 Pro. This is one of the most expensive smartphones that we're unboxing today. It's at $868. But I think that's rightfully so because this is an insane smartphone. Oh my gosh, this is insane. Look at this thing. This is heavy duty. This is actually just insane to look at. It almost looks like a camera, but it's a smartphone. So that doesn't really make sense, but it's really refreshing to see such new designs in smartphones. Inside the box, charger, and a big block. The main thing that's making this phone super futuristic is not only the insane design, which just looks incredible, by the way. The main thing that makes this phone futuristic is the gaming capabilities. Like, sure, it looks cool and the screen is insane, but this thing is a beast when it comes to gaming. So what better way to test out this phone than by running some games? And half of this is in Chinese, so I'm having a hard time understanding. I'm just like agreeing to whatever. I don't even know what this is saying. Can you just let me play my game, please? And I think one of the coolest things about this for gamers is that the battery life is insane. It lasts 56 hours. I don't know why you would want to play games for that long, but you could if you wanted to. And you can fill this up with battery within 35 minutes. The coolest feature on this phone is the game space, which allows you to take the games that you have on your phone and customize them to make gameplay even better. So of course we have to run up a couple games on this to see how well it handles gaming. Oh shoot, this is sick. That's epic gaming, baby. Oh shoot. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How do I get down? Aha. I'm so surprised at how smooth this gameplay is. Like, this is a phone. Oh, I'm beasted. Oh, this works so smooth. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Watch me take him out, watch me take him out. This is insane. This is actually so good. And the phone is not overheated. I haven't seen any signs of lagging. This phone is excellent at gaming, but I'm a little bit curious as to how good the camera works. Okay, so I have no idea what this camera is looking like. I know that this phone is great for gaming, but I'm not too sure how great the quality for the camera is. After testing the Nubia's cameras, I am so impressed. It almost functions like a professional camera almost. You're able to control the aperture, the ISO, and all of the settings from the phone, which I've never seen that before on a smartphone. This actually might be one of the best futuristic smartphones we've covered because it looks like a camera, takes photos like a professional camera, and plays games like a professional PC. This might be the most high-tech phone we've had so far. I am impressed. For the futuristic rating, this gets a 9 out of 10. Next smartphone we have is not actually a smartphone. It's actually a smartwatch, but everybody is calling it a smartphone just because how intense this thing is and how giant the screen is. And it runs you about $500. Like, this is all screen right there. That is crazy. crazy. Out of all the products today, this one just shocks me the most because it looks so crazy just to look at. Like the screen is bending onto your wrist. Like it is just honestly a weird thing to look at. I think this is one of the most unconventional and probably the least functional out of all of the phones that we've unboxed today. Just because like, yes, it is cool that it curves and has this really cool unique design, but like this is kind of chunky. This is kind of a big watch. Like this is not your daily wear kind of watch. This is definitely a piece of equipment. So wearing this on the daily is not very functional, and also it's kind of funny because like once it goes past my wrist, I can't really see it anyways. So I don't think there's really a big point to having a curved watch, but I mean, I guess it looks cool. So this works as your normal fitness watch. So it tracks all of your heart rate, your fitness activity, all of those things. But this one's a little different. This one even has games. It actually has a camera built in. This is craziness. What's actually crazy is that this camera actually looks better than some of the smartphones we've unboxed before. I actually really like that it has a camera in it. I don't know why. I don't know how functional that is. I'm gonna be like, hold on guys, can you get in my picture real quick? Hold on. Yeah, I don't think that one's gonna work. I feel like this has to be one of the most futuristic looking products that we've had this video. However, it's still just a watch. It's not an actual smartphone. It can't do everything that a normal smartphone can do, but I feel like it definitely does more than your average smartwatch. Especially with Motorola's insane concept that they introduced of a rollable phone. This is the closest technology that we have to that right now. And I can't say I'm a huge fan just because it seems just honestly crazy. Like why do we need this? Definitely looks like something out of a movie. Am I like Tony Stark now with this on? And also it doesn't really fit my wrist that well, but that might be a me problem. On the futuristic rating, I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. I think the look is there. I think it's a really cool concept, but I don't think it's very practical and I will not be using it, unfortunately. Next one I'm so excited for. This is the Oppo Flip N3. This is the most expensive futuristic smartphone we're unboxing today at $1,400. And I think if any of them are gonna cost that much, this is the one that should cost a lot. I mean, look at the box. This thing is massive. It doesn't even look like a smartphone box. Oh, the presentation of that inside the box. Oh my, this is huge. Then we also have a charger. I don't even know what to say about this. This legitimately looks like something out of a movie. Like those crazy like futuristic movies that would like predict the future. This looks like the future. Honestly, I want to keep it. And this color is so gorgeous. It's like a pearl color. Not only is this phone futuristic because of its unique design, but it's also very futuristic because of how light and compact it is. I think that having this kind of technology in such a light, portable package is absolutely insane. We literally had to carry a giant brick as a phone. And now this is our smartphone. Like that is so insane. This has an incredible, unique look to it, but what the Oppo N3 is most high tech for is the screen on the outside. You can do so many different things with this screen outside of just telling the time. You can record voice messages, you can skip or pause your songs. You can even watch TikTok on here if you wanted to. By far, the coolest part is the photo capabilities. I think having a style of phone like this makes taking so many different kind of angle photos so much easier. You're also able to see yourself through this little preview finder. You can take good quality photos with the back camera while still seeing yourself. By far, one of the coolest and futuristic features about the phone is how you can take pictures at different angles hands-free. So let's give that a try. Oh. I rate the Oppo N3 a 9 out of 10 for futuristic. I think it has great futuristic qualities, but there's also other folding phones in the market, so it's not super unique. The next one, I was absolutely blown away that it even exists. This is the LG Wing 5G Swivel. The color is insane, and just the overall look of this gives me like a holographic sci-fi movie, you know, that looks so futuristic. And even just like the curved edges look so cool. I love when they do the curved edges. That is just ridiculous. Who invented this? It looks a little goofy, but it's also insanely futuristic to me. I feel like this is the kind of future that we all dreamed of, but does it actually make sense? So what makes this phone so unique is its multitasking capabilities. Since you're able to swivel it around, you're able to get multi-screens and multitask. Who invented this? I think Elon Musk invented it, because who else would have had the big brain enough to do this? Okay, I'm gonna text my mom while this video is going. Hey mom,
bullets at
I'm
your Lamborghini.
watching
That's the scariest. 24 hours
Mr.
to build
Beast right
Lamborghini.
now. I loved it. I loved it. I am a certified iPad kid. I have to be watching something all hours of the day. Having a video on top of my phone so I can do my normal tasks, this is a game changer for me. I think.
Do you think all of this is enough to stop 10,000 bullets? I think it is.
Uh-oh. I think having a video play whilst I'm doing all my other iPad kid activities, this is a dub. A dub is a dub, a dub is a dub. I don't know what else you guys want me to say, but I'm very happy with this purchase. I think this is the peak of future. The peak of... I like how I started off very professional and I'm like, this is life. I don't know how ideal it is, but I do think that there's a use for it and I think it's very cool. I don't know how many apps are actually compatible with this layout because as you can see, there's only like 6 apps on here that you can actually use on the top. And this is one of the cheaper phones that we've unboxed today at just $300. There's so many different ways I'm excited to try and use this technology by playing games and watching videos at the same time. Watching videos while watching videos, I mean, why not, right? I also like that it can just be a simple phone if you want it to be. There's no need to have all this extra screen space if you're not doing anything really crazy. But the second you want to like take it up a notch, it's just so freaking cool. Another really cool reason to have this extra wing is the gimbal capabilities. So the way they designed this phone is that when you take video on this, it kind of acts as like a gimbal with like a handle to it, which is really, really neat and can help you get a lot better stable footage. It's a very interesting system because it doesn't really work the same way a gimbal does. It doesn't have like balancing capabilities, but I mean, it does look good and it does make everything look very smooth. Maybe they're onto something that we don't really know yet. Oh. I'm about to blow your mind. This is the phone. Camera's in the back. It pops up and it goes away when you're not using it. But it's not functional. Like that, it's way easier to have a camera that's already built in versus a camera pop up like some kind of like whack-a-mole. Some of the cons about this phone though is it definitely is a bit bulkier than your average smartphone because they have to make room for the extra screen. If you're looking for a very futuristic high-tech phone, $300. That is like 60% cheaper than like your average smartphone. I love the pop-up camera. I love that you're able to do multiple things. And because of that, I give this futuristic rating a 10 out of 10. Overall, I am so impressed with how much technology has advanced in our smartphones. All the phones that we unboxed today look like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Who knows, maybe even soon we'll have our own transparent phone.